Why? Why would you? It's just funny to me that you articulated the point of like, I want atheists and the religious to work together, and then you articulated that point with video of falling off a cliff. I want a way that both of them could get together, and then they would talk, and then they would work together, and then like the video is literally just the POV. You're falling off a cliff. For no reason. It's nothing to do with anything else. What in the fuck is this? Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hop straight into this next segment. At 1.25%. Everybody knows, hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, Whatifalthist is a guy on the internet. I am sorry. We are going to be watching a Whatifalthist video. Here it is. Sorry, editors. I love you. Gotta start thinking. I gotta start thinking about my team. I have a team. I gotta have them in mind.
Project I've had for 2.5 years, and I didn't really know what to do with it for the longest time. Ever since I was a child, I've had an idea that our society doesn't really believe in anything. Our culture feels empty. As an Orthodox theologian once said,
Why is that so fucking funny to me? Oh my god, why is that so fucking funny to me? Why is he just a great book like that? What in the absolute fuck? Why is it? I'm looking at this. I'll explain my mentality. I'm already trying to stay focused. I didn't have enough sleep last night, and I'm listening to the human equivalent of a garbage disposal running with a fork in it. And I look at this, and my eyes go immediately to the red, and it says nihilism, whatever, and I go, that looks like a dumb fucking book. Who gives a shit? And then I look to the left, and it says great book, and I thought for the longest moment, an eternity in my mind, that was a placeholder where he was going to put a great book to explain himself, but it's just great book. Just random. Oh my god, it's not even spelled right. Is my brain great? Wait, how do you spell the word? Okay, it is spelled right. My brain fucking just exploded. Oh my god. Just what is that? Great book. Like, if you've ever worked with like a true boomer, like somebody who accidentally like cooked their brain, right, in like the 1980s with like a coke habit, or they just mainlined lead-laced water, you might get a thing where they'll like you have to go over stuff that they give you, and they'll put notes in, and you just can't make sense of the notes, or they're just absolutely like, why did you write that down? Like, you didn't need to. And one would just be like writing the word great book next to something. Oh, there we go. The rabbit was definitely running around on my keyboard and fucked everything up. Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody. Hey, if everyone's just when you guys edit this back, just pretend, just put this there. Like my dumbass had it up the entire time. I did not know. I hit the right button, but the rabbit stepped on the keyboard or something, and everything is. I told you, everything was fucking weird.
Modern society is divided between a majority who try to numb itself to its meaninglessness, and the few who realize it and then go insane. As a teenager, I realized adults really had no idea what they were doing. Our entire society's worldview was a cardboard box meant to blot out the insanity of the actual world, and now we're in a rainstorm that's melting away the cardboard, but most people prefer to hide inside the box even though they're still getting wet, since they lack the courage to go outside and do anything else.
Is Sunday still in here? I can't ever remember philosophy the correct way. Are we doing, is that the allegory? Did we do the allegory of the cave, but it's the allegory of the cardboard box that's melting in the rain?
We are a society of people who go through the motions without ever thinking why. We hate those who question this, since we don't have a good answer. This is also why our society is suicidally depressed. If you watch my channel, you'll see me talk about all the issues we have as a culture. As a person on the digital right who is part of the discourse...
See, the thing is also, like, I don't think the society is suicidal. I think there's giant chunks of society that are doing fine. The suicidality isn't because of the society itself. The suicidality of specifically of young men is because of the hopelessness of being of the dire possibilities of what it will mean to be a middle-aged or old man in this society. That's where the suicidality comes from. It's not endemic. It's not like the society itself has like pre-constructed itself and like you're just like instantaneously like, oh fuck, well yeah, now I'm going to die. Like I got to do it. There's like I know he's not. Why am I stopping? Why am I stopping? I'm sorry.
Happening in real time. I can see.
Taken down for being too real. Oh, I love him. I love that he's got his own font that he likes. I like that it's this bold. I don't know if that's Times, just a bold modern font.
See that we live in a historic moment now. The right is forming a new ideology today, and I see that I'm like one of 5 people who could steer this process to be something better. I made this manifesto in this video since I wanted to release my ideas on both how to deal with these issues, and also give my best ideas for principles that the right...
Here again, I love this. This is my favorite shit. I have a term called the not left. Before I read the rest of this, is this just a guy who is so fucking cooked that he's just been essentializing, like he has to use essentializing language for an entire chunk of the political spectrum, but like finally is getting confronted with the fact that his essentializing language cannot actually explain everything? Is this growth? It's the de facto coalition which is formed between the various factions of the right, centrists, and non-woke leftists. It's why Konstantin Kisin, Russell Brand, Joe Rogan, Shoe on Nightmare Blunt Rotation, the Red Pill. Why is it all individuals and then the Red Pill? Is that actually a guy? Andrew Tate, no, it's libertarians as a current. And other people who are clearly not conservative can exist in conservative spaces working with rightists. I think the onus is on the right today to find a way to integrate these people ideologically into our values so that we can beat the left. Liberals. The term was liberals. You have articulated libs. What you centrist libs is the term. It's just been around. You got to watch other videos that aren't your own. That just exists. The non-left. The left would have given you the word. If you just talked to a single tanky and say, hey, you're a leftist, right? And they'll say, yeah. And you said, well, it doesn't feel like everyone on the left agrees with you. And then that tanky would have said, yeah, those are liberals. And you would have just arrived. You would have just arrived. Fucking comrade Whatifalthist out here. What in the absolute fuck? I didn't click that.
Or whatever new ideological coalition in a group I call the Not Left is going to do. My goal here is to make a message men are willing to die for as the world gets darker. Whether or not I succeed is yet to be seen.
What? Why did you do AI?
Men are willing to die for.
This is just AI gibberish, isn't it? What? Or if it's not, why is this guy's fucking lat so weird? What is going on here? Do you think if you have an idea that's worth dying for, maybe you could make art worth looking at to articulate it? You know? Because this is just gibberish. My fucking screensaver looks cooler than this. Like, look at my screensaver. I don't even have the whole of it up, but like, it's this gigantic fucking picture. Hold on. Where's this at? What do we got here? What's this in downloads? You could have had this, dude. You just steal it because the painting's like 200 fucking years old. Like, if you do, I swear to God, like, if you're a hyper like conservative, look how much fucking cooler. This is just a real painting, by the way. This is just this is from what's his name? John Martin. Shout out Shep. Shep is excited. This is a real painting. And it looks cool as fuck. And it's like 200 years old. You can just use it whenever you want. Like, it's been in the public domain for long before your grandpa was born. Like, it's ancient. This is an ancient fucking picture. It's super cool. Just check it out, man. What the fuck? Why do people insist on being like traditionalists and like hyper conservative and like we need to go back to the old type of art, and then you don't fucking know about any of it or how much you can use it in your
as
own
the world
shit.
Gets darker. Whether or not I succeed is yet to be seen.
Oh, this shit.
It's become clear with recent news that the
time?
current in-group is deeply affecting AI for the worse. In contrast, the Boltzmann network emerges as a beacon of innovation in decentralized AI by using crypto and blockchain to transform data security, transparency, and scalability, overcoming limitations of centralized AI where privacy and capacity constraints prevail. Boltzmann offers a groundbreaking alternative. Its decentralized web of computing power ensures unlimited scalability, robust data protection, and true transparency. Boltzmann's pioneering encryption.
There we go.
Part 1: God is evolution.
Like, can you just tell me, like, if you're a Whatifalthist viewer, can you tell me why you hear the way his voice sounds, and then there's a part of you that goes, I need more of this? Like, does he like? I guess if you're like a kid or something, maybe, or like I don't know, you don't go out of your house very often. Maybe I could understand if you're an adult and you listen to this, bro, dude, it's time to check the fuck out. But like, if you're a kid and you hear him talking. Does he not sound to you like really fucking stupid? Like, this is the voice of a person. If when I order something at like a McDonald's, if I heard this guy repeating my order back to me, I would be like 90% sure that order's coming back fucking wrong. Like, that shit's gonna be fucked. There's no way this dude can fucking hit all the big bright buttons with the fucking different pictures and shit on it the right way. You know what I mean? Like, he's the guy, everyone else at the McDonald's is like, fuck, I've got him on the line today. Like, we are getting so much shit sent back. Why can we just put him in the trash can out back? Kind of deal. Like, why do we have him working? Like, do you not get that from this dude when you hear like just the timbre of his voice and the way that he pronounces his words? Like, when you hear him talk to them and he's talking to you like this, do you not understand that he actually might be a little stupid? Like, maybe he hasn't read a lot of books or talked to a lot of people, because if he did, more than likely when he was talking to the people like this, the people would be like, why are you talking to me like that? And then maybe he would change the way he was talking. What the fuck? Like, does it not blow your mind that you've just never heard that sort of delivery from anybody who's ever been important? Just any of the people in history who have been fucking important, like just had a modicum of influence on the earth, and that maybe this incidentality of him being is just like a fucking mistake. You know? like I know you got a bunch of Jordan Peterson fans. If Jordan Peterson delivered it, I just don't understand why these trans people want to pass this B616. If this bill is passed, then our freedoms and our rights are going to be stripped from us. Like, if you heard that from him, would you take him seriously? I have to know how, like, just him having that, like, my mom still makes me fucking tendies for breakfast every morning, like, type of diction. The clearly never had his fucking ideas tested IRL, like. What part of hearing him talk like that, like, do you overlook the whole of it? Do you sound like that? Like, am I making fun of your voice too? I know it sucks to have your voice made fun of, but sometimes it just has to happen because, like, sometimes the way that people talk indicates a lot of how they interact with other people, because like I talk the way I talk because I've talked to so many people IRL. I would sound weird if I never got out and talked to people. But like that also indicates that your ideas get tested. You know, that means you have had conversations with other human beings and probably been called out. Like it shows a test of metal within you, that you can bring your ideas out into the world and have them tested. And it does that not make, like, if I talk to you, if someone was giving you, and there was just everything they're talking, they were like, I just need you to understand that there's a war coming, and that war is going to put man against man. Like, if I delivered it like that, and like I was dead serious this whole time, don't you think that would be fucking weird? Does none of this like click? He's just the most bizarre actor. Like, Short Fat Otaku doesn't talk, like, Short Fat Otaku at least talks normal. He speaks like a guy that's left his house. He gets on like little things and talks with people. It's very, he's clearly touched grass at some point. But this dude, I don't know. It's very weird, and he looks weird when he talks. Like he always just strikes me as being a sneeze away from shooting up a fucking Stuckey's. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Is he Canadian? Maybe he's just like a like you know, don't go to Tim Hortons today. You're cool. God damn.
God is evolution. That is the underlying principle which drives this thesis.
I thought I was being mean excessively, and then I heard him talk again for 2 seconds, and I'm right back to it.
I'm going to start with the simplified version and then go backwards to explain it. For principle, this is an ideology which I would like both atheists and the religious to be able to understand in frameworks that are palatable to them. My perspective is that I'd like to build all this up from easily recognizable assumptions that normal people could agree on. I know the word God triggers a lot of people due to connotation.
Why would you? It's just funny to me that you articulated the point of like, I want atheists and the religious to work together. And then you articulated that point with video of falling off a cliff. I want a way that both of them could get together, and then they would talk, and then they would work together, and then like the video is literally just the POV. You're falling off a cliff for no reason. It's nothing to do with anything else. What in the fuck is this?
With previous religions. Instead, I'm just going to use the word providence to signify what I mean by God. There is clearly an order to the universe. There are natural laws that operate across the universe and existence.
I just left it, Timmy.
Things like gravity, Darwinistic competition, duality, the mixing of the sexes, or entropy. We take these underlying rules of the universe for granted in our society, yet we don't think about why they exist or not. The universe is a game in which there are clear, immutable rules, yet we ignore them. People are
What clear and immutable rules? Like, did he really just mix up girls are from Jupiter, men are from Mars, girls are from Venus, boys are from Jupiter, they get more stupider. He just mixed that up with the second law of thermodynamics. Like, oh my god, man. You know, fucking dude, an object that's in motion will stay in motion until it fucking beats an equal or opposite force. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is just the same as like, girls are weird. Dude, imagine being so fucking repulsive to women it becomes a universal constant. Like, holy fuck. The hose, you're scaring the hose is the fourth law of thermodynamics. What if Altist weirds girls out is my fourth law? Oh, dude. Just my god, my fucking galaxy brain take, just show a faded out version of him on the screen, galaxy brain, him just huffed out of his mind on paint fumes, lead paint chips, full belly, staring out into nothingness, and it's just like, I've discovered an additional rule for the world. Bitches is crazy. Do these hoes think I stink? What the fuck is he talking about? There are clearly defined rules that run the galaxy. None of the girls I try to approach at the hot topic want to talk to me. Every time I go to the playground to use the slide, they tell me I can't use the playground anymore. Even though I am paying my money to be accessing public places, they say it's strange. Even though children can play on it and I can still fit in the swing, I am not allowed to go on the swing anymore. Huh, very odd. It seems that society needs a new set of rules in order to get ahead. I was trying to play tag with the children at the park the other day, and they told me to leave. That is very strange, and I don't understand exactly why it's happening. Is this the downfall of society, where I can no longer engage in competition because I have a quote-unquote natural advantage over the children? It's strange, apparently, for me to try to play dodgeball with 5th graders because I throw the ball too hard. But yet we see in Adam Sandler's seminal work, Billy Madison, that you can play dodgeball with kids, and it's actually very funny. If it wasn't very funny and very fun to do, then why did we release that movie? Is it because he, as a Jew, is allowed to sneak past Hollywood censorship? I think there's a deeper thing to think about here. Put on the fucking thing while he's talking. Put up a black screen with white text while he just gibber brain Jello skull just starts typing out shit. I understand that sometimes children should not play professional sports with grown men, and that some people might try to connect this with trying to put trans women in sports. First off, I am not a trans woman, but I do think that I should be able to play sports with whoever I want to. What in the absolute fuck?
Rewarded for following those rules or not. Religion has been an attempt
Masterful
to
segue into the
those...
JQ. If you let them in, just let the fucking righties into you for a second. You can it's always just a sneeze away. I guarantee you, if I had that in like one of his viewers that's gonna hate watch this, we'll get to that point and they're gonna go like, but bro's cooking. Oh, little fella. No, I know.
Rules in simpler ways that can be transmitted to people. We can agree that principles like hard work, humility, bravery, intellectual honesty, or love are good. Furthermore, the natural order rewards them. The societies which follow those principles succeed and continue to propagate, and those who do not collapse. This is the history-long process of the rise and fall of empires, or decadence. The exact form these principles...
What? Evidence? Source? Crack pipe?
Take change between different societies, and that's fine. Different religions exist in different contexts as they need an individual message tailored to that people.
What is this? What is this, by the way? What are we trying to articulate with this map? This looks like it was... I see like bit grading on the side, like this was fucking filled out. This is the Roman Empire, right? That's about the size of the Roman Empire, maybe the Byzantine, because we are getting over here kind of deep into the Persian areas. Got all of the Greek islands. We're all the way down into North Africa. We got a little bit of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is just not. There's nothing going on here. This is what's always. I've seen him share these maps before, and it's always fascinating for me to see, like an area that's colored here, right? We got a little area going on, but also nothing here. Just why is this empty? Why? What's going on here? Why are these the same color? Why are these the same color here? Why is all of the white connected? Do we just get bored? What's going on?
Religions exist in different contexts as they need an individual message tailored to that people. This is similar to how people will have different internal decorations inside their homes, which serve the same purpose of beautifying the home, but are also individually good for that person. We assume something must...
This shit is complete. This is absolute fucking gibberish. What was this
Different
point?
religions exist in different contexts as they need an individual message tailored to that people. This is similar to how people will have different internal decorations inside their homes, which serve the same purpose of beautifying the home, but are also individually good for that person. We assume something must be uniform to be true, but in the same
What? What in the fuck is he talking about? I can't even. I'm trying to put his argument together. It's impossible to follow. It's absolute fucking gibberish. There's no source cited. We're not referencing anything. This is just a this is an absolute fucking like sensory obliteration for morons. It's impossible to pay attention to because it's so fucking stupid.
same way different societies have different kinds of government tailored to their society, it's also true for religion. The Jews were obsessed with ritual taboos since they needed a strong vetting process to get around the constant external
I love that he turned on Photoshop and figured out how to do the arrow on the end of the line tool. Arable land just looks like an area. You might have to explain Whatifalthist. If you watch through this, you're going to have to explain this because this is just going to look like a fucking country to your dumb fuck audience. Israel has the worst start position.
threats their society had. The Aztecs and many other ancient peoples did human sacrifice, since it created a psychological process to symbolize the sacrifice their societies would have to make to survive. Different cultures
I'm pretty sure it was so the sun would come back. I thought it was just so the sun wouldn't fucking like kill everybody.
play different roles for the conditions they evolved under. The thing is that all of these organisms and societies are...
The map is from Clash of Civilizations, which is a book by Samuel Huntington, who thought in the 1990s that these would be the focal points of every conflict. Arabia is empty because it were nomadic tribes at the time, I presume. What? That Saudi Arabia, what? No, like this is that Saudi Arabia is like cradle of civilization. That dude, the fucking everything in the Middle East. The Middle East is full of shit, all right? Like even those big sand dunes that people shoot the movies on, that's like those are next to like a fucking airport. You know what I mean? Like that's just a little area. That's the Siege or whatever. Not the Siege. Goddamn, that's for fucking what do you call it? But those little dune seas are like areas that you can like it's not that hyper long. Most of it's just badlands. The whole place is full of shit. Because like it's full of stuff. You have to have there's so many fucking cities in Saudi Arabia. It's Saudi Arabia. I know parts of it are empty, but like large parts of every country are empty. That doesn't mean that no one was living there. There's nomadic tribes throughout the entirety of it. Like Iraq was there. Iraq has always been mostly nomadic tribes, but with the notable exception of like fucking Baghdad and like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. We're talking about Babylon. These are the oldest civilizations in the history of mankind. Like that, it's one of the first places that people stopped, and they were like on their way out of Africa. It's just the place that's just a little north of Africa. I don't even know what to. That's what I'm saying. You know how many fucking maps I've studied in my life for like literal to do tests on. If I look at a map and I can't immediately, first off, if you show someone a map and they don't immediately know what the fuck, it's not immediately evident what's going on with the map. It's a bad map, just so you know. But like, I have seen so many fucking maps that if I look at and I can't put it together, just like what you're trying to articulate, that's crazy. I'm fucking good at orienteering. It's like one of my few like massive like it's a flex skill. You can drop me basically anywhere. And if I have a map and a fucking compass, maybe not even that, I can pretty much go to another place. Like, I'm very confident in it. The terrain will fuck me up more than the map and shit will. Like, I'm very good at orienteering. I couldn't do it on the ocean. I have no sea navigation skills whatsoever. But like, what in the fuck is that?
Fundamentally, organisms are pitted in permanent Darwinistic competition with the other. Their role is to figure out what rules to follow, and if they do so correctly, they will succeed and propagate. The West Europeans figured out the scientific method, which happens to relate
I was talking about
objective reality very well, which then let them conquer the world. The Mesopotamians discovered agriculture, which again changed world history. We are born knowing nothing or very little, and different societies act out certain principles to see if it works. Those who follow the correct principles best.
Iraq was not nomadic in 116 AD. Well, it's the nomadic tribes have just always been there though. Like, you have the government, right? But like the nomads just do nomad shit. They were there too. Like you could just do all kinds of different shit. There's always just traveling around and stuff. More to the point, that's a much more interesting conversation. Like, let's see. Hold on. Let's just look up Saudi Arabia. I just want to know now. Saudi Arabia, 2000 BC. Why not? The Arabian Peninsula, 8000 to 2000 BC. Chronology. Hey, cool. Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Emirates, and Yemen are all there. Let's see. Universally accepted chronology for the entire Near East, this is from the Met Museum, remains to be established. Very difficult. That's what I kind of thought. On the basis of the royal canon of Ptolemy, I can't ever say that name right, Ptolemy, 2nd century AD astronomer, regnal date can be determined with certainty in Babylonia only as far back as 747 BC, the ascension of King Nabonassar. Through the use of excavated royal annals and chronicles, together with lists of annually appointed limu officials, the chronology of Assyria can be confidently extended back to 911 BC, the ascension of King Adad-nirari II. Earliest certain link with Egypt is 664 BC, the date of the Assyrian sack of the Egyptian capital of Thebes. Although it's very often possible to locate earlier events quite precisely relative to each other, neither surviving contemporary documents nor scientific dating methods such as carbon-14, dendrochronology, thermoluminescence, and archaeastronomy are able to provide the required accuracy to fix these events absolutely in time. The West Asian portion of the timeline, therefore, employs the common practice of using without prejudice the so-called middle chronology, where the events are dated relative to the reign of King Hammurabi of Babylon. Oh, he's got a little face, which is defined as being circa 1792 to 1750 BC. The old Babylon periods, like back in the day. Southern Mesopotamia. Hey, Sumer and Akkad. Oh shit, that's that guy. That's that racist we all know about. I should have to do a report on this. Put all this shit together. Very confusing time.
Outcompete
what the
those
fuck am I
who
even,
don't.
like, looking at
What this
anymore?
effectively means is that every
Persia has always had this conflict between settled and developed cities and migratory tribes coming from the steppe. Yeah, I mean, if you look at this entire area, from all of the shit I've studied, basically, from here to here, is all wander around area. Not like necessarily everybody's nomadic. There's like cities. Sometimes you build a city that's not like a city. It's not like all, Western canon stone down into the ground because it's permanently good, but like you just move shit around and around. Once you get into the steppe area isn't like the best for farming necessarily, but it's great for herding, which is why you got all the fucking horses and cattle and all that shit up there. And so that's how you fucking eat. That's how you do farming and shit. And if you any fucking civilization that's built on cattle specifically instead of like plant-based agriculture is going to be, it's easier to be nomadic because there's no reason for you to fucking stay in one place. You fucking move around with the herds. It's easier to move the herd to a whole new fucking area of the steppe than it is to like sit there. Necessarily. Dude, I'm fucking like literally, this is very difficult. This is a shitload of area and history to be talking about. My man's boiling a lot of stuff down with gibberish maps. What is this map? Yet again. The Inuit are over here in the top left corner. Got nothing over here, none of it. Iroquois, okay, just Iroquois Creek. Hey, Native Americans, get fucked. Get fucking dunked on. No Mandan, no Hidatsu, no Arakira, no Navajo, no Crow. Hold on, I'm racking my brains. I'm sorry if I'm missing out on your people. I can't fucking keep everyone. There's just not fucking nothing.
Generation is a challenge.
Oh no, I've done the Confederations. That's all I need to do is the Confederations
against everyone else playing the game. The thing is that the game is constantly changing, and so it's absurdly difficult to figure out how to win this time. The Chariot is what got the Indo-Aryans to conquer the known world, but their descendants, after conquering that land, needed to learn
We gotta go straight to the fucking Aryan, huh?
crafts to keep their societies going. The phalanx did very well for the ancient Greeks until their enemies learned to combine cavalry with archers, which should counteract it. In a million ways, each era tries out a hypothesis, pushes it to its natural limitations to see how it works, and then
is he basing the entirety of human development solely along highly specific to the time and people military strategies? Because that's profoundly fucking stupid. That's so dumb. How is that? Jesus Christ. Normally I like seeing countries through the lens of like how they develop their military, but like literally through one specific tactic is profoundly fucking insane. Okay, you should get into technology before you go into the military aspect of your society follows the technological aspect of it. That's why we go by ages. That's why it's Bronze Age, Silver Age. Because the materials and our ability to craft shit affects directly our ability to wage war, because that's how we get better materials. This is crazy. Like, okay, they hit the civilization tree, hit phalanx, but now they're fucking done. How absolutely bizarre. What about agricultural development? What about fucking medical and just like pure water purification and the sciences? What's going on?
And try something else, and if it fails, it dies. When Plato talked about the natural archetypes, this is the sort of thing he was describing. There is an abstract moral concept of greatness, and the closer a society acts to the standard of greatness, the more it succeeds. There is the duality of the masculine and the feminine, and when we look for romantic partners, we look for the ideal of—
when we look to romantic partners and putting and showing a painting of Napoleon and a horse is crazy. Who are you trying to approach? Is this for you or for Vosh, darling?
Of our opposition, rather than any real man or woman, and we see how real men or women fit up.
Wrong about phalanx. I can't even keep track. There's too many unsourced claims to even take any of it seriously. It's like you can't prove somebody wrong when they haven't given you falsifiable like statements. The presumptions of the presumptions of the presumptions that are the fucking heart of his premises are just inherently wrong. There's nothing here. Vosh won this debate.
This ideal. For some reason, water with heat or cold will change from liquid to air or solid. These abstract principles real man or woman, and we see how real men or women fit up to this ideal. For some reason, water with heat or cold will change from liquid to air or solid. These
like for real, if you watch him, that what he just said for some reason water when mixed with hot or cold will turn to liquid or air or solid or air. Like we're talking about the excitement of molecules when introduced to different thermodynamic levels of energy. Compounds exist in different states at different levels of excitement. This is just basic, like little kid physics. Like, and you just didn't, it's gas, not air, gas. You're just supposed to say gas. You wrote it down and edited it. Like,
abstract principles exist in a non-material form as effectively ideas, and all material forms must conform to these abstract principles. We completely ignore this and take it for granted.
Okay, we're going to the end.
And then move past them. The irony, though, is that our society actively hates consciousness. And you can see—
why is Trogdor here? What is this? When Saint George fucking slayed Trogdor the Burninator, this lady was like, oh, very nice.
This in either normie consumerism or the left, in that we make fun of people who try to think about the big questions of what life means, and we—
The thing is, okay, I get it. I know, because I hear this. This is what it always returns to. You're probably just a suit. Here's the thing. This is kind of the summation, and then we can probably switch over to like call-ins and stuff. Here's the thing. Whatifalthist, you're stupid, right? And that's never gonna end for you. You were just born broken, man. Here's the sad truth of things. Here's the sad truth of things. There are people who have fully functioning human brains, and they are able to perceive and parse and understand the world. I'm one of those people. I'm smarter than you. It sucks to suck. I'm smarter. I'm probably taller. I'm definitely better looking because I've seen pictures of you. You look like fucking Elon Musk's fucking leftover nut got fucking dripped into something out by a sewer. I'm just better than you in every way. You're just inferior to me. You're just born wrong. You're like a mental cripple. That's not my fault. That's your parents' fault. They shouldn't have fucking mated. And now you're left, unfortunately, in a diminished state. The confusion and isolation you feel is because you were born less than other people. That's all I can say. I know that's like fucked up and rude to try to articulate, but I feel like you have to be told this. And some of your viewers do too. The reason the world doesn't make sense to you, and the reason that these like 8-brain fucking solutions to problems do, is because you're stupid, man. That was the solution to everything all the time. You've just always been dumb. Things don't make sense to you because you're fucking stupid. That's the revelation. You're just not built right. Like, you're built different, but different meaning like extra chromosomes or whatever the fuck it is that like made you fucking split in half down the middle. And that sucks because there's no overcoming it. You just experience a society of your betters, and instead of experiencing the awe and wonder of allowing just basically what should be to you as demigods to wash over you, instead you're terrified and freaked out like a monkey experiencing fire for the first time. You're howling and screaming and shitting and pissing yourself and running around the cages trying to understand how the sun is on the ground at the same time as the sun is in the sky. That is your life, and it's unfortunate, and it's a diminished existence. Basically, you literally are alive for people to mock, and that fucking sucks, but it's your fault because you keep getting on the internet. I wish you had just, like, the tangential understanding enough of at least that to know you should log the fuck off and not try to, like, discuss the ideas and opinions of your betters, because it's only going to end in humiliation for you. And the people that kind of rally around you are only doing it so they can kind of support you incensing and upsetting other similarly fucking slop-brained, half-made, inferior versions of the same product that I am. You know what I mean? They just want you to get them fucking excited because you vibrate at the same level. Or it's just the kind of people that would agree with you, who are also mentally diminished, stupid people, lesser versions of a human being. It's unfortunate, but that's just the case. That's why none of it makes sense. You're just built wrong. That sucks for you. I'm never going to stop making fun of you because you should also have shame, but you don't. And you're not ashamed enough to stay in the fucking hole that you were fucking raised in, whatever that is. And instead you come out and you smear your feces across the internet for everybody to see. And for that, you must be punished until maybe you stop doing it, or at least until people that are around you understand that, like, you're not to be taken seriously or even respected by any standard that the world has, like, established for us to treat like our equals at. And this isn't happening because I'm particularly mean. You just eventually happen to run into me. I'm telling you this for your own best interest. The reason that you feel the pain and frustration and confusion that you do is because you have not yet accepted the fact that this world wasn't made for you. It was made for other people. And you just happen to be existing in it. And you should just take that with like a grain of salt and just experience life with love and joy and wonder. And just lay back and stop trying to figure out the big problems of the world, which are just, they're beyond you. They're beyond people that are your betters. People that are smarter than me can't figure this shit out. You know what I mean? They're working on it very hard. But you ain't even understand the systems that are in place to get to that point. Like, the reason you're trying to articulate things as a video game is because people that are smarter than you put together using electric and computer magic, we'll just say that, a little system of loops and whirls and colors and flashes and sounds and noise that spark up that half-formed machinery inside of you and make you feel as smart as they do, because you're solving a simple problem, a little puzzle that they put together for you, but you're just participating to a little bit. You know what I mean? This is how we should address most people on the right. I mean, to a certain degree. Not most people, but like, I think just Suds, because this is Sud shit. Like, and if you like this, or you enjoy this, or you support this kind of content, I can't think of you as an intellectual equal. And maybe at best you're just a snickering, snidely whiplash level villain who just enjoys having dumb shits piss themselves on the internet. In that case, hey, it is what it is. Fucking, we all have our pastimes in this thing that we call life. But for the love of God, if you find camaraderie or equivalency or some sense of community with somebody like Whatifalthist, and Whatifalthist yourself, I have nothing but pity, and to a slightly lesser extent, disgust for you. It's unfortunate that we're both called human beings, is the only way I can think of it. I don't feel that way with a lot of like online right actors. I gotta say, this isn't just because of your beliefs. There's plenty of people. Short Fat Otaku, I think I could have a conversation with him. You know what I mean? Like, it would actually be a little bit of a scrap. He has misconceptions. Sometimes I think he's outright lying and being duplicitous, but he's like a whole human being. You know what I mean? Like, there's intention. There's something sparking fire somewhere down beneath the black pools of his eyes that is motivating the meat suit that moves him around and lets him post. I just don't think that you have that same. You're not built that way. You're just a bad product. Is really. I just keep thinking of the fucking boys. You are just a bad product. God damn. I would be embarrassed to show my ass that hard, but you kind of revel in it, and I find that offensive. As a human. Yeah. Segment. Thank you all for visiting. Oh my God. It's fine to be stupid. It's a problem when they become conspiracy theorists, weird tech boat grifters. Yeah, if you're just dumb, just go be dumb. Dumb people everywhere. But if you're dumb and you can't, if your entire approach to life is I literally can't fucking understand anything, but I want to teach, there's, you know what, you can't understand it because you're literally too stupid. So that's the reason for the mockery, is because you're too dumb to actually fucking respond to reason. Reason's beyond you. That's for higher order mammals. You know what I mean? And so like all I can do is like try to shock you. You have to be reduced to stick and carrot motivations because you can't exist in higher order conversations. You're literally too stupid to have your stupidity explained to you as fucking wild. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting to be like that diminished and still be operating in sort of like a pseudo expression of being like, a human being. It's fucking crazy. Medical experiments alone could explain this. I am dumb, but I'm not a lobotomite. No. Like there's plenty of people that are just like, you're stupid, right? Or you're just like just know your limitations. But there is an aspect, I guess it's probably just the existence of the internet, where people, they have not had the confidence shocked out of them. And they don't have the humility and presence of mind to understand when they need to shut the fuck up. When their betters are talking is the only way to describe this. Like if I went to a college, right? I have all sorts of opinions on like Israel, Palestine and stuff, and I've given them, you know what I mean? But even I understand that I have limits to like what I can have conversations about, and I'd have to bow out. I'd have to say like, well, I don't understand that, or like I can't argue against that. I don't know. You know what I mean? If with either side, like if I was talking to like a person that knew a lot about Palestine, if I was talking to somebody that knew a lot about Israel, I could still have my opinions, But I would have to say, like, okay, well, you know what you know. And when it comes to something that somebody's an extreme expert in, like neuroscience, something I've never had a particular interest in. I've never had a particular interest in. I have never had a particular interest in. Jesus Christ. And is also extraordinarily complex and in-depth and still in many ways an experimental field from what I understand looking in from the outside. I would have nothing to say about that. Nothing to say about it at all. I think I've expended almost all of my knowledge on neuroscience. After this, it would be just me trying to clumsily remember anatomy 101, parts of the brain and blood vessels and stuff, and being like, I think I remember the blood-brain barrier being a part of it. But if I had somebody start talking to me about it who was an expert, or he could at least just cite their sources, they knew how to fucking do the game, someone who showed they had academic rigor when they discuss it, I would have to bow out of it. You know what I mean? Just like with all due deference to somebody that at least did enough work to fucking smoke me, I'd have to say, okay, fine. Well, you got me on everything, which I just don't think that Whatifalthist or his, I don't know, the creatures that accumulate on him like so many parasites on the belly of some ignorant floating seaborne monstrosity, some eldritch mollusk-shaped thing with 4 or 5 functioning brain cells and a few primitive eyes that guide it through the fucking Stygian depths of the sea. I just don't think that they have the ability to understand those limitations or act within them, and thus they don't deserve to be treated with the same respect and deference that should be given to people experiencing the world in an academic way or trying to articulate the world in an academic way, which is, with all due respect to your ignorance on the subject, would be the most, insulting thing I could say to somebody at the level where I respect you. You don't deserve that. You should just be treated like I don't know. There's just not, like, you should just be treated like the thing you are. I can't articulate a metaphor or a simile that can get me close to the type of disrespect I have for this thing. It's almost like I feel like a reactionary. I feel a level of fear, a deep personal sense of dread when I consider the possibility of more of you or you having control over the legacy of humanity going forward. Like, it just terrifies me. It's a deep, like a pit of my stomach type of sickness, something that can only be like likened to falling off a cliff. That way you feel your entire body sort of like prepare for death instinctually, that falling response. I feel that when I see you. If anything, it's a mark of my advanced to whatever degree development as a human, that I don't immediately feel the need to just like expunge you from this earth with fire. That's probably the whole of my feel. I'm going to keep getting dragged back down into it if I don't move on, but god damn. It's insane because I always try to like treat everybody as a human being, because I feel like every human being deserves that sort of treatment. But there are some people, very rare occurrences, but the cool thing about the internet is you get to run into them, where I feel my own desire and my own respect and admiration for the human condition and the human organism, that just the deference that I feel like I have to pay to my own species as being part of this same bizarre experiment that is sapient thought. We're all sort of lost in a maze of trying to understand extremely difficult things. We're monkeys that have accidentally been handed the keys to the universe, and there should be a level of deference paid to people who are born not quite able to understand it with the depth and intensity that I have, that can't experience the universe with joy and curiosity and love and like a deep respect for the people around them. But like that, his existence is a test to that. It really is, in a profound way. Maybe if anything, it's like one of those, like, God gives his deepest believers, his strongest trials. And I think it's that with just academic rigor. and treating people with decency. You can't chill a dude into a woman. This is not what we mean by gender fluid. Am I broken if I always think health points Lovecraft? Oh, because HP. I always think HP, because I'm old enough, HP always means Hewlett Packard to me. Would you say Vosh is cut from the same cloth, considering he could bow his opinions to experts in fashion? No, I wouldn't say that at all. Vosh is irritating, but Vosh is still very human in his shortcomings. Vosh isn't like diminished in that way. Like he's a perfectly normal person, I believe, in like intellect and stuff. Maybe a little bit smarter than the average person in some respects, and maybe a little bit dumber. I don't believe in a sliding scale of measurement for intellect. Vosh's shortcomings don't come from basically being like so misborn that he is damaged beyond comprehending the universe. Like he fucks up because he's self-absorbed. Like his stupidity is a lack of emotional and interpersonal intelligence and being profoundly selfish, right? Where the solipsism that you might say Whatifalthist experiences is because of a lack of like true neuroactivity. Like he literally is broken. Like the meat of him is wrong. It's not a thing where like Vosh's fuck ups are a personal failing that are just, you know, whatever. It might be nature, it might be nurture to some degree. More than likely, it's just becoming successful from a young age on the internet, and already having been a dipshit, and then the dipshit aspect of him being the reason that he got successful, which kind of like creates a sort of feedback cycle where why should he fix himself? It'll make him poor. Kind of, that's the kind of reaction with him. With Whatifalthist, I think he is literally down to the meat of him an inferior specimen. It's like that. That's why it knocks me off, is the inability for me to see the humanity in his reasoning. He just strikes me as a fucking like a broken thing. Like that's why I think it upsets a part of me, because it's like alarm bells start going off. Like you couldn't let him be around like children or guns, not because like of some sort of like sexual prediction or something, just because I think he's too stupid to understand like things that could harm somebody. I don't think he has the ability to really parse the earth as a holistic like human organism. I think he's beyond stupid. Like I always put stupid to me is usually a personal shortcoming where you refuse to gain knowledge on something. You know what I mean? Like you pride yourself in your ignorance, or you sort of like lazily exist in your ignorance. With him, he seems actively engaged in trying to gain knowledge. Like he's trying to learn, but the gears are literally slipping every time as I watch. It's, if he didn't pose so much of a danger by spreading the filth that is himself out into the world, it would be just a novelty. It would be like something you can like watch, you know, as he just kind of like, you know, that little thing where you push the beads along the wire. Like you see those at like children's hospitals and dentist office. The kid can try to solve the little puzzle by moving the thing along the wire. That is the entirety of him. That is the pinnacle of his evolution as a person. Like that, you're seeing the top of it, which is why it's so fucking weird and freaked out. Like I'm like it's activating the monkey part of my brain, trying to get into it because it's just so fucked up and weird and like out there. He feels like an actual alien to me. His entire way that he parses the universe is antithetical to the way I do it. Like we can never meet on it. There is no common ground whatsoever, and there is no gulf between us. We don't even exist in the same space. to know that there's someone out there that I can't reach. I could never possibly reach and have like an actual human conversation with, ever. Despite how good I am at this. Like I am studied in stuff. I'm curious of other people. I like to learn. I like to have conversations. I have a deep suspicion to the point where I almost wouldn't want to talk to him, but I also would have to because of fascination, where I don't think he is a developed enough human for me to interact with in a way where any way of talking to him could reach him. You know what I mean? Like the point, there's value in debates and stuff where you can have conversations with people and you might not ever be able to change their mind. But the challenge in there comes from knowing that you are presenting the truth in a way that would be irrefutable to them. But he can't parse truth. He doesn't have the machinery to do it. He literally, it's like, it's crazy to know that he can spell his name. Like I want to know the limits, but like, they're solid. The limit is solid, and you can see it, and it fucking freaks me out. You know, like in to bring it to literature. I know I keep going on about this. Do you guys know in the Time Machine when there's the Morlocks and then like the human beings who like look like normal human beings, but they have like the brains of children? You know, oh, unto dusty death, ha 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 ha. Like. It's like and he feels that like freaked out revulsion of meeting them, they're actually scarier to him in a way than the Morlocks. That's how I feel. Like, and I don't know if everyone else is like sympathetic to this or if I'm not literally not trying to sound like an asshole. And even now the feeling's fading because I'm getting further away from having him talk. I swear to God, I went into this like this time I'm going to sit through and I'm going to listen to it. But it starts off small, and it's like, what in the fuck? Because it feels like I'm being fucked with because the feeling is so alien. But as it continues, it actually becomes like repulsive to like, what in the fuck? Like I like to stare into the chaos of a broken and disordered mind, knowing that there is no jigsaw, no intentionality separated these pieces from each other. They are from different boxes entirely, jumbled in as though like God himself was having a fucking laugh that day and wanted to just give you something that couldn't be solved. Like he is a human Kobayashi Maru. You know what I mean? Just absolutely in himself flawed intentionally. Maybe like if there is any sign of intelligent design on Earth, it would be him, because only a God with deep knowledge of me, so I feel like almost could understand the fears and trepidations and worries and the little tiny myriad things that bother me in order to create the human version of like getting your funny bone smacked, but in your brain. Like that is the difference. It is it is not me making, I don't talk like this about like Sargon of Akkad. I find Nick Fuentes to be ignorant and shitty and despicable. Like he's filth. But even he's human, just like me, but intentionally shitty. Like there's something there that can be interacted with. I know when I insult him, if I can find the crack, I hit him. I hit the core of him, and all the bad parts that we hate about Nick Fuentes are that it's cake on the outside of the shitty little machine that he is. But the machine functions. It takes in inputs and puts out outputs. You can read it and see it and, you know, understand after observation the algorithm that runs it start to finish. There it is. That does not exist with Whatifalthist. He is a miracle of profanity. Like it, so antithetical to inspiration. He is inspiring. Like very profoundly, bizarrely not there.
Hope you enjoyed
JoJo time on the West Side.